Hello, everyone. I am Sundej. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we have another Manifesting Through Music, and I'm so excited to introduce our guest with you all today. He is Lipe. He produces, he sings, he makes beats, he dances. He literally does it all. So, Lipe, can you just tell everyone who you are and what you do?
Yeah, my name is Lipe. I'm a music producer originally from St. Louis. I just recently moved to Los Angeles. I produce, I write, I sing. Uh, Me and my partner, A Swain. You can find him on Instagram, A Swain 1000. Um, yeah, we started a production team back in 2015 called Produced by NWP. So that's the name of our YouTube channel as well. So you can find all our music under A Swain and Lipe, produced by NWP.
Yes, and I'll make sure to put links in the description so when this is over, you all can go and check him out. But tell us about how you were able to collaborate with Ace Wayne and create, just collaborate together.
It started about 2011. In St. Charles, we used to have they had this studio. I was introduced to him by Chase Stacks. At the time, he went by Chino. He took me to the studio that they were building down in St. Charles on Main Street. Um, Real nice spot. And then Swang actually came in one day, and then they were in the process of working on Chino's album at the time. And they brought me in on a few records. I started writing and collabing with them just based off of that. Just helping out the flow. And then as we the more we worked, the more comfortable we got with the whole vibe. So we turned it into a thing.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think a lot of artists who are coming up, and not just artists, but creatives in the music industry, have a hard time deciding when to go from just sharing what they do as a hobby to taking that to a professional level. So can you just walk us through what that process looked like for you and what helped you to make that transition?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. I mean, first, I had my 9 to 5. I used to sell warranties and stuff like that. But
Okay.
there was a producer I was working with. I think it was 2010. I'm also a musician in church, so I mean, financially, that kind of helped me, kind of make that transition from going from having to work a 9 to 5 and just doing full-time music. Because I mean, as long as I had steady income coming in, it made it easier for me to transition to that. And so it was about 2010. I decided to leave my job for the first time and just make it, full time, playing gigs. I did whatever it is to make ends meet. But as far as like my production, I spent Monday through Friday, doing that because mainly my gigs are on the weekends anyway. So I got a chance to spend Monday through Friday just working in the studios, writing, producing, and like I said, it ain't easy, but as long as you have that something on the side where you can, keep steady income, it can work for anybody.
Yeah. Can you tell us too what I know you talked about starting out performing in the church. Can you tell us about the first time you ever remember performing in the church and just doing your thing as a musician, whether it was singing or what exactly were you doing? Did you start singing or how did that go?
I was probably about 5 when I first got on stage and held a microphone. It was on national TV. Crazy thing about it, the name of the preacher at the time, I think his name was Shambach or something.
Okay.
So basically, my dad was playing a gig for Shambach, and I guess at one of the rehearsals, I just got on stage, just being a kid, running around, and I started singing, and they heard me. It was like, oh man, we want to get him on TV. And so yeah, I barely even knew the words to the song I was singing, but they sang it that night. And I remember taking home a big thing of candy, you know what I'm saying? And my mom fridge and kept hiding from me. But yeah, that was my first payment for my first performance. Big thing of candy.
Candy. That's amazing. I feel like at that age though, a lot of people would be scared. Kids are usually scared to do, like, I remember when I was in church, we had to get up and do like a poem or something for Christmas. and I was terrified just standing up there reading the poem, you know. So I think it's always interesting to hear like some artists always felt at home on stage, and then there are others like Summer Walker, you know, who has spoken publicly about just having anxiety around being in front of people and performing. So I love that story.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, all right, so tell me too, what artists did you listen to as you were coming up in church or just generally in your household as while you were younger?
It was a lot of Michael Jackson. We used to watch all this, sit down and watch all his concerts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the Jacksons was definitely. I coming up on a lot of R&B, so I would say Boys to Men, Casey and JoJo. There was a lot of that stuff, even though I ain't know nothing about what they was talking about. But
Yeah.
at least I pretended like I didn't know.
Right. Cool.
Yeah,
So
R.
what?
Kelly's of the world, those
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
I grew up on a lot of that.
yeah.
90s R&B was the thing for me.
Okay. And tell us too, what type of artists today do you feel that you really connect with or would love to work with?
I would say first, Chris Brown, because I mean, a lot of my influence behind my production, starts with him. I listen to a lot of Chris. Um, Another influencer, Pharrell. That's always been my dream to work with him because he's
He's
definitely on top of my
amazing.
list of producers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I like the weirdness and the fact that he's just himself. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You can't find his sound in other people. So, that's one of the things I would say about myself. Because when people hear my stuff, they be like, "Yo, you have your own flair, your own swag." You know what I mean? So,
hmm,
and that comes a lot from just wanting to be different. I've always wanted to be different, and I like producers who stand out. You know what I mean?
yeah. Can you tell us too? I feel like today there's a lot of conversation about artists. Um, I don't know if trendy is the right word, but a lot of people say that a lot of the artists today kind of sound the same, and that there's this lack of originality because everybody kind of wants to do what everybody's doing because that's what's working. So what are your thoughts on that, and how can artists who are coming up set themselves apart, or what are some mistakes that you think they can avoid when they are sharing content, whether it's original or covers that they're doing to make them stand out?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I would say that originality is important. You know what I mean? Because I hear different things. There's A&Rs that approach me and be like, "Yo, I want a record like that sounds like X, Y, Z." You know what I mean? So sometimes for a producer to actually get into the game, you might have to fall into that X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? To get that first placement, get that first thing in, and then as you get known, you can really bring out your originality. And I see that in a lot of artists these days, especially. They, like take Justin Bieber for example. You know what I mean? When he came out, he did a lot of kiddie pop. That's what
Baby,
you want,
baby.
right. That's what you want to
Yeah.
see from a 12, 13-year-old. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He do that kiddie pop stuff. But then as he got older and he got more into himself, you could actually now you're seeing the real Justin. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Come out. So it's definitely a process, and I think that's kind of one of the ways to go. Get yourself in. You know what I mean? Follow the mold, get yourself in. But then after that, I mean, the possibilities are endless. You can pretty much do whatever you want it. And then you show the world who you really are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I mean, I feel like that's something that's going to be an ongoing conversation because there's also, too, um, something that we hear a lot is the industry kind of just being over sexualized, or, there's some content that comes up more than others. So I know that when I'm talking to other artists as well, they're always saying that they have to find a balance, like you were saying, between putting out content that they know is working and also staying true to themselves. Okay, so tell us too, now that you do this full time, can you walk us through what a day in your life looks like as a producer? Like, what do you do? I know you wear different hats too, so tell us about, different times where you may have to shift your role.
Barely getting any sleep. That's first and foremost. on average, I get about 3 to 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, I mean, and it works for me because I can take naps throughout the day. Being a full-time producer, you can choose when you want to take your naps. I mean, you basically clock in when you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, day in my life, I wake up generally about 6 a.m. Um, Sometimes that might mean I might have went to sleep at 2. From staying up all night sending beats, sending emails, connecting. Um, People are in different time zones too. So, when I'm working with somebody in the UK, it might be morning time where they are, and it might
Mm-hmm.
be late at night where I'm at, and we might be on a call and a meeting. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, same with it if I'm in St. Louis and I'm, working with somebody out in LA, and they just got to the studio. I might have to crawl out of bed to send them a few records real quick, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty much the only sacrifice is sleeping. But, I find my rest. I get my rest days in. I might take a day or two, just to get away from it and just, hang out, rest. That type of stuff is important to kind of recharge your batteries in that
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah. How has everything that's happened with the quarantine affected your creativity and just your own work-life balance? Because a lot of people had to um, make adjustments, whether it was changing their hours or closing down physical locations and focusing more on virtual. So can you talk about how you've been able to make that transition as well, or if and how that has impacted you?
I think it impacted me in a good way, honestly. It allowed me to really hone in on what I'm trying to do and, and really, you know, put my ideas together and have basically more time and less distractions. I mean? I have more time to focus on what I'm trying to hone in on and learn new things, new tricks. Because I mean, if you're not learning every day, I mean, what are you doing? So I mean, in
Right.
order to craft, you got to be learning new shit. So I mean, as far as like with quarantining and everything, it just allowed me to just stay home, and I've got a lot done.
Mm-hmm.
Just over these last few months, I've been in writers camps where we did virtually. I've connected with timeless amounts of artists. They got this new app that's called Clubhouse. It just came out where a lot of people can really connect, and I think a lot of it had to do with quarantine because I mean we can't really go out and get in meetings and really go to networking events and panels and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Clubhouse helped that to allow me to be able to get in front of A&Rs, play my music, and just really it's really been all about networking and what I mean, just staying true to what I do.
Yeah. You mentioned Clubhouse, and since I heard you're the first person I ever heard mention Clubhouse. And since then, I've heard everybody talking about it. So, can you tell us about what platforms you use the most, and if you have a preference for any of them, and if so, like what are the best ways that you feel we can use them to promote and just connect and network, like you were saying?
Yeah, a few of them. Clubhouse is one. If you well, I know it's invite only. It's close to being open to the public within like the next 60 something days, I believe. So
Oh,
a
okay.
few that should be open to the public.
Mm-hmm.
It started off as just invite only. So a friend of mine that I was working with music wise had hit me to it and gave me the invite and got me on the app. So and then another one, Instagram. I spend most of my time because a lot of people on there, you can attach your Instagram to your Clubhouse. So I just go straight to the Instagram and start networking from there. So
Mm-hmm.
they're kind of like tied into each other. I would say the third one is a new app. I think it's dope for independent artists. It's called LUM, LUM. The U kind of has the 2 dots above it,
Yeah.
kind of fancy. It's a new app for iPhone users, and it just opened up to Android, so it's actually open to the public. It is they've been out, I think, not even a year and a half, but it's for artists. You can basically upload your music for free, and then connect directly with fans that can come and gift you. So say versus somebody listening to you on Spotify, they can't just come and hand you $200 and say, hey, I like your song.
Yeah.
That kind of substitute for having to stream somebody's song for a month to get them the value, when you can actually, just gift them on Loom. You know what I mean? Only listen to the song one time, and hey, I love that song. I'm gonna gift you, 300 notes, which you can turn into real money. So it helps independent artists financially. It's one of the things where you don't have to compete against all the mainstream the mainstream that's on Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff. I mean, you just coming up and you independent artist, you don't really have a chance against the Drakes and the Rihanna's and stuff. So it kind of gives you a level playing field to be able to showcase your music and interact directly with fans. You see exactly who fucks with your music. You know what I mean? Because they'll gift you and you can inbox them directly, like, hey, I'm glad you like the music. What you like about it? You know what I mean? You can kind of them and talk directly with people who rocking with you. So.
Ooh, okay. I downloaded it recently, but I don't know like all the ins and outs of it. So I think that's amazing that you can create more of a community and have a more intimate relationship with the people who love your music. Because sometimes I feel like even on social media, you can only connect so much still with your audience. So I'm gonna
it definitely bridges that gap, and I'll show you a few things on there.
Okay, cool. And I'll have links to the apps too. I'll find some links to put down there for anybody who's watching that's interested.
Bet.
All right. So can you tell us about the projects that you're working on right now and some of the things that you're working on for the future?
Yeah, quite a few. I would say first and foremost, we just did a song with it's an artist out of LA. Her name is Hope, and that should be coming out fairly soon. Also, I've been working with several LA artists. So ever since I moved there, I've just been connecting like crazy. So her name is Mila. We already have a single out called "See You Later." It's available on Spotify. She goes by Mila on My Mind on Instagram, so you can go to her page and get into her link. And the song's called "See You Later." We also have another single that we're working on dropping this year. So that's two. Let's see. I have another artist. She's kind of a funky. She has like a funk band. Her name is Dawn in the Horizon. We recently recorded a record with her, so that's gonna be dropping 2021. So yeah, probably within the next couple months. And from the writers camp I did with Mickey Shiloh back in September, we have quite a few records that are still getting mixed, and that should be dropping this year too. So it's kind of I like that situation because it's kind of an element of surprise. I don't know when they're gonna drop it, but I know we did quite a few within the camp. I worked with several writers and still working with them on different projects. I'm getting a lot of stuff synced for sync licensing, which I think is a really good lane for producers. Definitely get into that. I'm doing another sync licensing situation with Amy Correa Bell. She's Ricky Bell's wife from New Edition.
Oh
Yeah. So we working on a couple joints. Besides that, my label just released a artist out of St. Louis. His name is Kids Q. Record is called Pop Stars. Getting a lot of traction right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And two, can you tell us, for anybody who doesn't know about sync licensing, can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I'm still kind of new to it, but it's just once you get it licensed, once you can, a song on sync licensing could be placed over 100 times. You know what I mean? It can be, used on several different shows at one time, and then, that accumulates, money for the producer, through publishing. Okay. So if you would BMI, ASCAP, you'll see that, those numbers start, add. It definitely adds up. And, I know that just something like a movie trailer, I'm seeing producers make like 6 figures off of just that one placement. So, I mean, sync licensing is something that can accumulate money for you for like 20 years. You know what I mean? So, depending on how many times they show the movies, stuff like that. So it's definitely something that I think all producers should explore. And it's been fun. It's been fun doing the sync license stuff. It's like another it's like another genre of music. You know, they like stuff that's real hype, and it gives the producers opportunity to really come out the box, come out their shell. So
yeah, that's good to know. For sure. Everybody, not just artists, but everybody is wanting to know more ways that they can monetize their gifts and their talents. So I'm glad that there are new ways, you know, that people are able to do that through the app and sync licensing, and those are things that I think it's important for people to be aware of. So
yeah, they
okay.
create new waves every single day, man. You just got to tap in.
Yeah, gotta stay aware and do your research. Okay, so the next question is, if you weren't doing music today, what do you think you would be doing? Because I mean, it's clear from just your daily routine and just the things I see you post on social media that you are always working. So what would you be doing? Because that's your whole life.
I know, it's like, dang, how do I even answer? I can't even rap. I can't wrap my mind doesn't even work that way. I don't know. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mind is only wired one way. So if I wasn't doing music, man, I don't
Yeah.
know.
You know what though? The beautiful thing about this is there are so many people who are afraid to go after what they want for many reasons, whether that's because of what they think people might say about them, getting rejected, or even being successful at what they do. Like some people are afraid of what happens with what follows that. So the fact that you are doing what it is you love to do and what you're passionate about, um, and can't see yourself doing anything, like it doesn't even make sense to even think about what that would be like, that is a huge, you know. So can you tell anybody who's watching who maybe is scared about really fully committing to what it is they love, and doing music, what are some things that helped you to overcome any fears that you had when you first got started, and how can they kind of move past them, or what kind of things helped you to fully just embrace that journey?
I I'm not afraid of the word no. Um, I'm not afraid of the word no. I'm not afraid to fail. So this is what I love to do. So it's, you know, I don't care how long it took, how long it takes, whether it's 10, 13, 20 years from now that I'm successful at what I do. This is what I'm going to do. This is the path that I set for myself. And that was basically it. I mean, I know I've had enough no's in my life to start leading me to the yeses. So if I keep doing what I'm doing and trying to get better and surround myself with people who can make me better, I know that eventually I'll get to the right yes and just, you know, take you to the next level. So it's all about, you know, a mindset. It's all about surrounding yourself with the right people, the right tools, because there's so much access to everything. Anything you want to know is on Google. You know what I mean? You can Google
Yeah.
it, so you can watch YouTube videos on it. So I mean, it's, you know, you got to pay to play. You know, as far as you know, you want to take that next level as far as singing or playing any instruments. There's people out there that can play. They'll teach you. You just gotta pay them a little bit hourly or whatever. But you can learn just about anything out here. So anything you put your mind to, nothing's impossible.
Yeah. I
Only
love
person that makes it impossible is you.
It's you, yeah. The only one who can keep you from it is you, and the only one who can help you to make it happen is you. So you just gotta go for it.
That's it.
All right. So the next question is: so you wear many hats. You sing. You have music videos. Can you tell us what hat do you wear that you love the most, or do you feel like it's all you love it all equally? Because you sing, you produce, you do a lot. So do you have a preference for one or the other, or do you just kind of put it all under an umbrella?
Yeah, although I can sing, I really don't like to sing. Surprisingly, I hate singing. But I'll write. I like to write for other artists. You know what I mean? I'll be like, yo, you
Okay.
sing, you get out there. But yeah. Producing is perfect for me. It allows me to just play the back role. You know what I mean? I stay out the way, get my money, get my check. You know, all right, you have. Because I mean, ironically, I don't like being in front of people that much. But yeah, I mean, like being an artist ain't for everybody. You feel me? Like even though I can sing, I was born with a gift. I don't like doing it.
Yeah. What are some things that you weren't aware of until you just got into it and got in the thick of it and started doing it and started performing? What are some things that you didn't think about or that helped you come to the realization that, yeah, this is not for me, but I'll produce or I'll do, I prefer to play this role? How did you get there?
As far as, yeah, you said the word earlier, anxiety. You know what I mean? You never know how much anxiety you have until you get in front of 10,000 people, even a room of 50 people. Really, to me, the smaller the room is, the more nervous I get.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I'm around like 100, 200 people that don't know me, I just go crazy. You know what I mean? I actually like that. I like because I feed off of people's energy. Yeah, the smaller the room for me, it's like, the more nervous. Like saying something, I'd be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
You put me on the stage in front of 100 people and tell me to sing, I'm like, yeah, woo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I always knew that that probably ain't for me. I don't dance too much either, so I don't know what I look like on stage. But I've seen a couple videos and I'm like, nah, that ain't it.
Yeah.
Let me just stay in my lane.
I think that might just be you and how you feel. Because I've seen you, I've seen you on Instagram and I've seen your videos. They're dope. And I'm like, he can dance. He can literally do everything, But I think
I'm my own worst critique, I know.
Yeah, I think we all are. We all are to a degree. What would you say is something that you're most proud of all the things you've done in your career? What do you feel like this is the one thing that just makes me feel like I made it, or I'm really proud of this moment in my life?
Let's see. That'd probably be when I made the jump to Los Angeles. I think that was a big step for me. I've been living in St. Louis for more than 30 years, so it's like to make that jump and to take that risk was just like it was a big step, and it gave me a lot of confidence that I'm really made for this. Because I mean, the more I talk to people out there, they be like, "Nah, you should have been here a long time ago."
Yeah.
Because I match energies with a lot of the people out there, and people can really tell that I'm what I'm made of. So yes, that would be the one thing for me.
Okay. So before we wrap up, on my YouTube channel, I talk about manifestation and really just how we get to create whatever life we want to create. And so when you think of manifestation, what comes to your mind?
Basically, being careful what you say, because I mean, words are powerful. I always try to speak the most positive things into the air. Sometimes I go to the beach and I say it to the water, I say it to the waves, and I really feel like what you say is gonna come to light because the universe has to do what comes out of your mouth. And the more positivity you put in the atmosphere, the more it comes to you. The more negativity you put out there, unfortunately, that comes to you too. So you just gotta really just watch what you're saying and really meditate on the right things. Try to rewire your mind to have as much positivity as you possibly can.
Yeah. And the last thing is, so when I think about my dream life, I think of VIP lifestyle, and that's how I came up with my brand. So can you tell us about when you think of VIP, what comes to mind? And when you think of your own VIP life, what does that look like?
When I think VIP, I always think roped off from the rest of the world and just isolation. But it just allows you to connect with with your vibe, with the people that you like to vibe with. Your inner circle. Whoever that might be. That might be family members. That might be really good friends. Might be friends from high school. I mean, who knows? But it just allows you to kind of keep some of the bad energies away. You kind of block that off.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you so much, Lipe. I've loved this interview. I feel like you dropped so many gems. So before we go, are there any last things that you want to mention or any advice that you want to give to anybody who is looking just to get into this field?
Stay consistent and keep going. The only way you can fail is if you stop. So don't quit. That's all I can tell anybody.
Listen, if y'all don't hear nothing else in this interview, take that with you. Thank you again so much, Lipe. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. Bye.